Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of The Legend of Zelda. Let's begin. Oh, what button? That button. There we go! Okay. And we're in. This time we're gonna hope the game does not crash. That would be horrible if that becomes a reoccurring event on this series. So today, I would like first to get... I'd be pretty happy with just finding the second dungeon, because I don't remember where it is. Whenever I'm replaying this game, I always struggle to find the second and third dungeons. I could take you to, like, dungeon number 5, but I have no frickin' clue where dungeon 2 and 3 are. I mix them up a lot. I don't really know why, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I would just like to find it, which sucks is because the way this game works. If I don't just have to find it, I remember, because I'm gonna have to go there every time, because whenever you save, it starts you right here at the beginning. So that's awesome. Excuse me. Let's it's somewhere. I want to say it's in this part of the map. I've not played this game in it's been at least a year. Yeah, a year sounds about right. So I am rusty as all get out. Alright. This feels good, actually. Holy crap. I think I might be onto something. I'd be okay if we got to dungeon 3. Like, you can, I think, do those 2 out of order. What's in here? Is this the lady with, like, the map? Nope, it's some random frickin' guy. Buy something, will ya? I don't think I will. I want that good shield, but, I don't have the money. So we will wait. So it's not right here. Is it up here? What's up here? This is not where we thought I was. Or not where I thought I was. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, I don't know my way around. Fairy fountain. Okay. Man. Yeah, I need to get my shit together. I thought so I'm just going to take a guess, and I don't know. I really thought it was on the right side of the map. I just have no clue where it would be. Because I feel like in the spot in my head where I think it should be, we just were. So, get that guy. Zip, zap, zap. Zip. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'm getting all these guys. It's doing nothing. Well, I guess I need the money. So, yeah. Bam. In your face. Sword in the face. Did I get the... Do I have a bow? I forget if you get the bow already. I have the bow, right? What button? That button? Yes, I do have the bow, indeed. But I think we're gonna... we'll just keep that there. So, Dungeon 1 is right up here. And Dungeon 2 is... I'm not using a guide for this either. I'm just going to tough it out till I find it, which can take me some time. I'm not being terribly entertaining here because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. What's over here? No, it's not. It's not up here. I always thought these guys were funny. They're called pea hats. Like pea. Pee-pee. Yeah. Oh. And these guys, I want to say, I think they're called, I want to say like-likes. They aren't like-likes, though. I forget what they're actually called. Leaks? That could be it. I think that's it. They're not that hard to fight once you get a boomerang, because you can just stop them in their tracks and get them. Bazinga! Okay, we're gonna... Again, it's not here. This is like the Death Mountain area, and it's not here. So I don't... I don't know what I'm doing. Is it up around here? Which, like, the 8th dungeon is not far from here. Like, again, I know where they are. I know where most of them are. Very easy. Like, I think it's, like, right down here, right? It's somewhere close. I wish I had the candle. That would make my life easier. Oh, yeah, right here. So you burn this bush. We'll come back to this later in the series. But you burn this bush, and then that's it. Like, it's right here. Again, so, look, I know where the freaking final dungeon is. I just cannot, for the life of me, remember where Dungeon 2 is. And I feel like if I were to wander around, I could find Dungeon 3 pretty easily. You know, now I'm thinking about it, I'm not too confident it's on... What's this? I don't like this. I think I can get these guys. I'm not too sure what this is. I don't remember. I think this is a secret room. Yeah. And he's gonna run at me and, like, go down here. It's a secret to everybody. This is one of those, like, little translation things that I always found very charming. Like, shit. Okay. Will you show me again? Yeah, thank you, man. This is one of those, like, little translation things that I found always, like, very charming. Like, it's a secret to everybody. I don't know. It's cute. I like it. I will probably reference that in my webcomic or something, or maybe in my January project, which I'm still keeping under wraps. No one needs to know about that until I maybe decide to talk about it. I think I might just not talk about it at all until it's, like, done. That might be fun. I need to practice not talking about things until they're finished. Because then I talk a big game and then nothing happens because nothing comes out. Yeah, I can go down there too. Oh! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Oh. It's a secret to everybody. Again, I know these things. I remember these little secrets, these little tricks, but I cannot. Is there anything under there? No. This feels good. This feels good. This feels right. Too bad I'm gonna die with Nocturrock. I need some health. Oh! Okay, well, that felt good. But I also wasn't too certain it was over there, so... I am thinking what to do. I'm gonna try going over here, and if there's nothing good over here, I will go back that way. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die to these freaking goobers. God damn, okay. Oh, there we go, fairy. Sick. And that still didn't freaking heal me all the way. Gosh. Whew. I'm rusty, if you can't tell. Oh yeah, that's just that over there. Get these freaking guys. They were always really fun to, like, just kind of plow through some Octorocks. Actually, I think they're such a good first enemy, like, and it's a little interesting because they didn't become like Zelda's. They didn't become like the Koopa for Zelda. Ooh, okay, I'm torn. Do I get the shield or I think the candle is gonna be way more valuable. But I was very close to getting that really good shield, so... okay. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Zoop, 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 zoop. let's cross this bridge. But yeah, like Octoroks are a very good like early Zelda enemy, and it's a little surprising they didn't become as iconic as say like the Goomba is. Like they're not Zelda's Goomba. If like Zelda's Goomba is freaking Bokoblins, which is funny because like Bokoblins genuinely, I cannot think of. I think that the earliest game I can think of with Bokoblins is in The Wind Waker, and I don't know if that was the first game they were in. It was probably not. I know Moblins. Moblins are in this game. I was fighting them earlier. They were the guys with They were like hold on. I think they were like right on the screen. I think it's a Moblin. Yeah, these are Moblins, right? So like Moblins, you know, they're all in all kinds of Zelda games. So yeah, but like Bokoblins, I would feel like I don't know. Especially like once we like had like Breath of the Wild, they felt like the iconic Zelda enemy, or one of the iconic ones. Realistically, like the most iconic enemy in Zelda 1, or I'm sorry, in Breath of the Wild, and just in like modern Zelda, is gonna be probably the Guardian, which is funny because I feel like I might be making this up. I think though, I think they were inspired by the role of the Octoroks in this first Zelda game. I'm pretty sure they were. I can't remember if that's true or not. Also, again, just showing, I remember where the other dungeons is. This is where level 7 is. You have to get, like, the flute, and you have to play it here, and then the fountain dries, and then you walk right in. So, but, like, it does, not really helpful right now, so. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like if I keep wandering around, I'm gonna find the... So, okay, this is the Lost Woods. Which I do believe, if you get through here the right way, it'll take you to like the graveyard, which leads you into Dungeon 6. And there's some person here who's like, oh yeah, you go up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, and that's what gets you there. I forget where that person is. That is the thing that's nice about this, is like, there's a lot of, I guess, trial and error that you don't have to have if you just, like, know the game. Whoa! If you just, like, know the game well enough, you don't have to, like, trial and error and, like, explore as much, which may or may not be to, you know, your liking. I think, but let's kill these guys first. I think you can burn that tree. If I don't die here. I might die here. Ugh! Okay, we died there. I want to burn that tree. I'm very curious. I think you can. I think it gives you something. It's gonna be a big shame if I can't find the dungeon in this episode. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna actually we're gonna knock it back there. We're gonna take this as a sign from a higher power that we need to go this way. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm freaking doing. Again, it's Dungeon 2 and Dungeon 3. I cannot for the life of me remember. One day, I will be able to replay this game and not spend an hour looking around like a doofus. Also, Dungeon 5 is like up on Death Mountain. Dungeon 4, I do believe you need the raft to get to. It's like off in the ocean. And I think in this episode, I've already that's it. Like I've shown, I know where literally every other dungeon in the game is. Ganon's castle, his base, whatever, is freaking like. There's like the Spectacle Rock up on Death Mountain, which if you play Breath of the Wild, it's also it's in the Gerudo Wasteland in that game, I do believe. But there's also like the Spectacle Rock. It's one of those like little common things that shows up in like most Zelda games. A little cute thing. I like how it changes location. Like, alright, we're about to go into Zelda lore, like a rant here. But I really love how inconsistent and like airy a lot of Zelda lore is. A lot of people kind of chalk this up to like, oh, developers not caring or whatever. And that's not to say they do care strongly, but I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think them not. I don't think the inconsistency makes the Zelda stories and like Zelda world building less. I don't think it makes it less meaningful or impactful. and it resonates a lot with me. Like, I do actually really appreciate the airiness, and like the looseness of it all, because it really is. It's like, it makes sense because, like, hey, they're making games first and foremost, and it's more important to, I would agree with this, like, it's more important for, like, the game to be fun and cool than for the technical aspects of the story to be consistent with past games. I agree with that philosophy. I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I do generally agree with Nintendo's, like, gameplay first philosophy. Now, I do think there are stories where, like, there's games that, like, are very story based, and, like, the story and the gameplay go hand in hand, and they both need to be good for the game to be good. I think there are certainly plenty of games like that. I would say a game like Deltarune is one where, realistically, I don't think I don't think the gameplay stands out without the story. Like, the story is what makes the gameplay click, because the story resonates with the gameplay and it works with the gameplay really well. And so yeah, anyway, not to say storytelling is not important in games. I'm like, freaking writer person. But I do think in Zelda games, I'm very okay with that looseness. I was thinking, do I want to burn this? Let's go ahead and burn this down again, just to prove I know my stuff. It didn't hit. Hold on. This game, as you can see, like the grid-based system can sometimes be a little finicky. But there we go. Level 8. What horrors await us here? God damn. Okay. We're going to leave and never come back. I want to be on the other side, so we're gonna walk around. Let's also get my boomerang back. What was that? Hip, hip. I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling so good. I'm like pretty sure there's a dungeon around here. I think there's a dungeon. In fact, we're not even going to. Okay. What's in this shop? Oh, I should have realized the shield is cheaper here. That's fun. Okay. Noted! But yeah, so even like with Zelda timeline stuff, I see a lot of people like oh, they don't really care. And again, I don't think they care too much, but at the same time, I think they want people talking about it, and they want people thinking about it, and like, I think as a creator, it's gotta be very, very like exciting to see people care about trying to fit together the continuity of like your game. Like, just see people talk about your game like that, and just talk about like an element that is one of the lesser elements, but to see people like that engaged in it, I think is it's gotta be very like very exciting for the people who work on these games. And I get a little frustrated whenever people try to be like, oh, Nintendo doesn't care about the Zelda timeline, so we shouldn't either. Because like, I don't think that's how like engaging with stories or with like, anything like, with art works. It's like something isn't given value because it was like given intention, right? Like, I truly believe like with art or with like anything like this, I believe with like anything like this, like the value, a lot of the value is, it's like what you put into it, trying to think, what's the, oh yeah, there's the line in Porter Robinson's Knock Yourself Out, which is a song kind of examining like the parasocial relationship between like musicians and their fans, and there's a line like in the chorus where he says, I'm in the mirror, let it all out, and I always interpreted that line as to be saying that like the good, like the parts, like the value seen in his music and like the way people attach to it is largely themselves like imprinting on it, because I think like elsewhere in the song he talks about that, like sorry, I'm trying to freaking not die and also give commentary on one of my favorite songs ever, but yeah, he talks about the idea of like a fan, saying like how much their music, how much his music like meant, and I forget if I think I might be mixing up interviews and stuff, but anyway, whatever. My point is, My takeaway from that song was kind of like, yeah, what you get is what you put into it, Um, I've heard other. I'm trying to think who else I heard. I think it was Jay Schlatt. He was like talking about how like, whenever people say, "Oh, your video saved my life," he's like, "No, you did. Like that was you. You just used this to help you through that, but it was ultimately you." Like, and I agree with that. And like, unless I'm ass at video games, I'm washed. God. But yeah, on that note, I think with something said like, the story of a video game, like, yeah, I think there are like semi-objective things that make stories good or bad, but at the end of the day, it's like, for something like a video game, with being like such an interactive medium, I think you really truly do just like you get what you put into it, and so, I think a lot of people are hurting. They're hurting their own enjoyment of these games and their worlds and the potential stories you can find in them, because they're wanting intentionality, I think that's just a broader problem though that like we tend to have with media literacy. Like I feel like we are probably in the worst part ever, the worst part in the world, like in time ever, when it comes to people understanding the concept of death of the author. And who knows, maybe I'm misinterpreting things and I'm like misunderstanding these concepts, but I pretty firmly believe that like we don't need things like, something doesn't have to be intentional to be meaningful or to be cool, or yeah, because like the story of Zelda games and like these worlds have meant so much to me, and they've been so inspiring, and they continue to inspire me a lot, and like to the point to where like it's one of my favorite aspects of the games is just the worlds. And someone could say, oh, well, that's world building, that's not storytelling, which, like, I think is true, but, like, in my opinion, world building is a part of storytelling. Like, that is a part of writing. And so I think, especially, like, say something like Breath of the Wild, the game that you could criticize for having lackluster story. I personally don't think so, because I think, like, the world building in that game is so strong that there's so much potential for you to fill in gaps and to have your own interpretations of that world. And I think especially with the video games, one of the like defining factors for whether or not I find it, endearing or engaging, like the games that make it to my, oh, I'm so bad. Okay, I don't know if we're finding this dungeon this episode, which would be a shame. It'd be a freaking shame. I'm really torn. I do not know if it's on the west or the east. I want to say, I think in my heart of hearts, I want Dungeon 2 to be on the east and Dungeon 3 to be on the west. However, I think they might just both be in the same part of the map. But there's like Dungeon 6, I know, is on the west. Dungeon 6 and Dungeon 7, whoa! Those are both on the west side of the map, and so there's not much going on the east. But I feel like I've been running all around the east. I'll persist. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. All that said, just I guess kind of like the thing that makes me feel like like the games I consider to be the greatest games of all time. A lot of the reason I consider them to be so great is because there's like so much room for people to like make them their own, like it's again like these games where like you get from it what you put into it, and these games that like can build like such a massive community of people who stick with it for their whole life, and it's like, again, like Minecraft, for example, like that game is like the raw mechanics of that game lend itself so well to people making it their own. And I think we've seen that through just like the rampant modding community, like just the really cool stuff people make in Minecraft. And so I think, yeah, that I would be totally okay with you with like I could be on board with saying Minecraft is the greatest game of all time because of that very strong ability people have to like imprint on it. I think that's a very meaningful part of game design. And so again, like say something like Mario 64, that's another one where I'm like, are you kidding me? Guys, I'm ass. I'm like, oh, this is one of my favorite games ever. It proceeds to die 1,000,000 times in one episode. Like, I die less in Minecraft. I'm worse at... I thought I was worse at Minecraft than this, but I die way less in Minecraft videos. Man. But yeah, anyway, like Mario 64, that's another game where I really, really respect it, and I think it's, again, probably one of the greatest games of all time, because of how much people can continue to get out of it. Like, the game is decades old, you know? It's like, it is... And it's not even that long of a game. Like, there's no reason for, like, people to like, get so much time out of it as they do. There shouldn't be a reason, but, like, there is. It's, like, it's so well made. The mechanics, in my opinion, hold up to this day. And, again, like, just the modding scene for that game is insane. It's stellar. It's so cool to see what people come up with every year. Like, there's so many games, like, just other games people have made within that engine, like, just using the bones of Mario 64. It's so impressive. And genuinely very inspiring to me, so. But with all that, I think I'm going to make the unfortunate decision to call it here. We did not find the second dungeon, which is a shame. That was my goal this episode, was to find Dungeon 2, just to find it, figure out where it is. But I will have to do that next time. Thank you for watching. I've been NJ, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.